Howdy guys, how you doing today? Christian Yetke here again, and I wanted to go over some things that, I don't like, and I know the most of the world does like them, and it's really easy to like them, but whenever you find out just how much they mess with you, then you might hopefully not like them anymore. So, comfortability, enjoying chasing the simple pleasures, the instant gratification based things that we're so used to in today's world. This whole world has become, our phones, instant gratification. You want food, you order it. You want to feel good, you just pull up porn. You want to watch something, you just order, something on TV. And it's everything is just right now here. There's like no work gets put in, and we lose what it means to actually be able to work for something and getting that sense of accomplishment and getting that hit of like dopamine and being like, I worked for this thing. And so I feel much better that I put in the work for that thing instead of just being able to sit there and, just at the push of a button get, a fraction of the amount of, actual like quality of a good feeling. It's just instant gratification in the moment. It's not a sense of accomplishment. It's just a sense of distraction. And the enemy really likes to work in distractions. Like that's one of his few things that he can do. He lies and he distracts you with these pleasures, these instant gratification based things, and he keeps you from the truth. Because of the truth, well, what does it do? It sets you free. So so I really hate instant gratification based things. I hate all of it. I really do. And that's again a personal me thing, and it's a very I'm like one of the only people that actually I know by far who doesn't like instant gratification because it's so easy to fall into it. Like you just think for yourself how often it is that you will get on your phone. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna check a few messages, and then 2 hours later, you're still scrolling through TikTok. So I just wanted to point out this idea of how easy it is for us to get into these distractions and this instant gratifications and all these just seemingly minor, basic, crappy versions of actual, let's say, like actually being able to feel something in the world. We just want that distraction to give us that hit, that little hit of dopamine, so we can just think, okay, all I have to do is this one little thing. Then the next swipe will give me a hit of dopamine. Maybe it'll be something better, and I'm gonna let that distract me. I'm just gonna watch this. I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna order this. I'm just gonna be distracted here just because I want to feel that good thing, and I'm gonna get this lie version of it. It's a lie, uh, that instant gratification based stuff. But if you were to look into putting in the work, actually working on yourself, reading that book, going to the gym, doing something to actually better yourself and letting your body give off those natural forms of dopamine, serotonin, blah, 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 and actually get all those good feeling responses of actually giving that sense yourself that sense of accomplishment because you actually put in the work for it. And it's like, I actually deserve that feeling because I actually put in the work to get that feeling versus just swiping, right? So, anyways, so the reason I really think about that is because it's been going on for since the beginning of time. There's this ancient Roman poet named Juvenal, and he says, "Give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt." And this is what they did back in during whenever they built the Colosseum, and they just wanted to distract people from what was going on, from wars, from poverty, sickness. All these distractions are all this pain in the world, and it's like let's build them something that will give them entertainment and we'll give them food and entertainment, and they will forget, what matters most in life. So this has been going on forever, and that's why the Colosseum was initially built. It just kept people distracted for long periods of time, days and weeks at a time. And then you give someone that hit of instant gratification, or you give them that hit of a distraction, and it's like, hey, there's this really fun thing going on, and we went from the Coliseum now to like football stadiums and all the types of, TV, social media, all of it is a distraction amongst more than anything else. Like even more than it helps us in society, it's a distraction to keep us divided, if you will. That's a whole other thought process, if you will. But anyways, I just want to point out this idea of how we get distracted and how easy it is to give into those distractions. And just think for yourself on when you've actually given into a distraction into something that, some kind of comfort, some type of thing that was like, oh, it's so nice to be in this and enjoy myself. But it's so easy to get lost in that because we, as human beings, we crave comfort, and that's fine. But when we chase it and we allow it to, to overtake us, that's whenever there's like a big problem, and in my point of view. And so Viktor Frankl, he has this one that says, when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. It, yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, I know I lived it for most of my life I lived in front of a TV for literally the first 19 years of my life. All I did was watch TV because I didn't know anything else to do. Like I had no idea what to do or to become or to think, to read any of it. So I lived in front of the TV from like sun up to sundown and just to distract myself. So I know that it was true for me, and every other person I've ever talked to in my life has had a form of that. It's, 2 Timothy 4:5 says, "But as for you, use self-restraint in all things, endure hardship, and do the work of an evangelist to fulfill your ministry." So it's just another way of saying that, we have to put in that hard work to accomplish something, to actually be able to reach somewhere that has, more meaning, more intention behind it than just what's that next pleasure that I can find? What's that happiness that I want to run towards? Because happiness was never meant to run down and chase, and to find happiness. You're supposed to enjoy it whenever it comes along on the journey. But again, that's a whole other thought process. So just some other verses and quotes that, that support this that I really liked. And this is just a few of them, obviously. But Cato the Elder says, if you are ruled by mind, you are a king, if by body, a slave. And I mean, that's it. We are soul, spirit, and flesh, right? We have a body, it's flesh. It's not going with us anywhere, not after this life, that is. So take care of it, of course. But if you allow it, the flesh, the want to chase all these pleasures and instant gratification based things and just relax and not do any kind of work, well, then the flesh, it has control over you. And the enemy only works through the flesh. He can't mess with us in any other way. He just messes with our mind. He distracts us. He gives us what our flesh wants, and that's how he gets a hold of us. But if your mind, your soul, what makes you you, if you are able to have, if that is in control, and you know that you put your flesh in check, and that you're in control, not the flesh, then you're the king, you're the master. But again, just it's another one of those things. It's a whole mindset. That's a whole lifestyle you have to live by, of you being in control, or your flesh. Another one is done by Charles Darwin. He says, "A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life." I mean, I like that one because it's just telling you, like, we know that we have such a short amount of time on this world. So why are we gonna just waste any of it away? Why not be intentional with our time? Another one is by Dr. David Viscott. He says, "If you cannot risk, you cannot grow. If you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. If you cannot become your best, you cannot be happy. If you cannot be happy, what else matters?" And I like that one because we're not chasing happiness, and we shouldn't be chasing pleasure. But when those times come along on our journey of life, of chasing things, of becoming better, as you start saying, you know, we want to become better. So we're on that journey of life to do something. And then along the road, you have those happy times, you have those, fulfilling times. You enjoy that time with that friend, that family, that event, that meal, whatever the case is. None of that's bad. It's when you chase that one thing of happiness and you're like, I just need to always be happy at all times to make myself feel good. It's like, yeah, you feel good when you're happy, obviously, by definition. But that's not what we're meant to chase, because you lose the feeling of how good something will feel when you're always feeling good. If you try to feel good all the time, then it loses its meaning. But when you go through like a rougher time, or whenever you suffer a bit and then you get something that feels really good, it has a much more deep, meaningful impact. So some other things for this is like 1 Peter 5:8. It talks about, be alert and sober and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. So, I mean, a lion, what do? They stalk their prey. They're hiding. They're waiting for their prey to get distracted. drinking water, taking a nap, doing something. They're distracted because they think because they're at peace and in comfort, and they're just chillaxing, right? And the lion is waiting to is just stalking them, waiting for their guard to be down to attack and to eat them, right? So that's what the enemy does. He's stalking us. He's waiting for our guard to be down, our comfort to come out. We just want to be like, oh, I just want to chill. All right, now I don't want to put any work. I just want to relax all the time or something. And he will come and get at us like that. And again, that's a whole spiritual side of how things are. So the posture of the heart and how we live and the way we think. And again, it's so much deeper. But the spirit, the body, the soul, they all work together. So whenever you allow it in one area, it's gonna bleed into every area of your life. So James 4, 4, 7, 8 says, Submit therefore to God, but resist the devil, and he'll flee from you. Come closer to God, and he'll come closer to you. So we have to resist the devil. Again, if he's gonna come, and then here, I'll just add this one in there. Matthew 4 is the passage whenever it's talking about whenever Christ is out in the wilderness fasting for like 40 days. And then Satan comes out there and he's like, hey, he's like, you're hungry, man. I know you are. You haven't eaten in over a month. Here's some bread. And it's like he's going to tempt that physical thing. The body wants food, and by all means, after 40 days of not eating, you're going to want and need some food. But it was still a physical temptation of a lie that Satan brought. But obviously, Christ knew what was better, so he was able to defend that with the actual word of God. And then so it was just those temptations, but it was whenever he was in his lowest, it was whenever he was in his most vulnerable state of being weak, of being hungry, of being tired in the desert, no food. That's a lot, that's a lot on an individual, just even on the body. But that's whenever the enemy attacks. He's like, hey, let me give you you're tired. Here, I can give you all the comfort of the world. Hey, you're hungry. I'll give you all the food of the world. Hey, here, I can give you all these things of the world. Um, and I'm going to come after you whenever you're at your lowest and whenever you're in your weakest state. Because that's how he does it. That's what any other type of, weak individual would do, is that they don't attack the strong, they attack the weak. So anyways, that was all there just to say that, we have to resist the devil, know that anything he says is a lie, make that its set standard. So as soon as you ever get anything that comes from the devil or you believe it's to not be God, of God, then you run from it. And that should be in our spiritual life, that should be in our everyday life, is being able to fight against what we know is wrong and being able to live in what we know is right. So anyways, that was just some my thoughts for today of me hating instant gratification with a passion. I just hate it all, and just because I know how easy it is to be susceptible to falling into it, because I have, and I every once in a while still do, because I can easily lay there and be like, all right, I'm gonna, like this morning. Actually, this is what happened this morning. I was up, nice and early, and I'm like, cool, it's dark, it's quiet, no one around. All right, I'm gonna read and I'm going to meditate. And I sit there, I'm all comfortable, and I'm just relaxing. And I'm like, all right, it's dark, it's quiet, I'm comfortable, I'm meditating. And guess what? After I'm in that state of constantly being comfortable for 20, 30 minutes, then I end up falling asleep because I was just so comfortable. I fell asleep and I didn't realize it. And then I woke up and I was like, well, that's not how this is supposed to go. I'm supposed to like be meditating as in being awake, but I still fell asleep because I got so comfortable. So that's my version of it, is that it was so comfortable that I just fell asleep because the body wants it, didn't sleep enough, I guess. Anyways, my thoughts, my ideas for the day on chasing the pleasures, the comforts, the instant gratification based stuff, and fighting against it. All right, much love, guys. I'll talk with y'all next time. And until then, be good, be blessed.